My name is Liv Finne. I'm the Director for Education, and I've been here for 13 months, and we've come up with a plan for reforming public education, which is based on a very simple principle that we should put the principal in charge of his budget and his staff, which is a radical notion for education in Washington State. We had our kickoff event on January 22nd, where we invited an expert in public school finance and management professor from UCLA Anderson School of Management, Professor Ochi, who laid out his research proving that this is what will work to improve student achievement student achievement. And I invite you to go to our website to listen to his presentation if you didn't hear it, because it's very interesting, very thorough, and has captured the respect of our legislators in Olympia, which is the first step that we have laid going forward. We took him down to Olympia the night before our kickoff event, and he met with all the key education legislators in Olympia there, and these people think very highly of themselves, so I was very happy to see that they respected him more than they respected themselves by the end of the meeting. So we've laid the groundwork, and this plan of ours will lay out some facts that you will need as we go through this year, and you're barraged with statements such as schools are underfunded. The fact is the schools have never been better funded than we have today. Right now we're spending $9,400 per student, which should be plenty to educate a classroom of 25 students. Just tell your friends, multiply 9,400 times 25, and you get plenty of money to pay a teacher $130,000 a year and provide support. That's just a very simple notion, very easy to understand, and that is what I use when I go on the radio and people ask me, oh, schools are underfunded. It's not a question of resources, it's a question of misallocation, and it's an accounting problem because it's a complex system of finance. So that's the main message. What we worked on in this session, in addition to having Professor Ochi here, were 3 separate bills, one involving the collective bargaining for daycare center directors, which is an effort to extend unionization to defenseless small businesses running daycare centers, because they are receiving substantial funds from the state to subsidize the care of poor children. And so the unions have seen that as a lure, and have declared that, oh my goodness, daycare centers are poor quality and we can improve the quality. So last year there was a great movement and halted that effort, and we were just fortunate because we wrote this great paper, Paul is amazing, and all of a sudden there was all this media coverage, and so now I stand for the proposition that out of that the state has become the bill collector for the union, and that's the language that they're using now with this current bill for what I stand for, which is very interesting, because now we've written another paper and testified a couple times, and I don't know, the majority leader is pushing this really hard, so it's possible we'll lose this round. So that's one issue that we've been working on, and the other one is the opponents of parent choice are going after online schools, which is a very great opportunity in this state. In 2005, there was a bill passed that allowed private online schools to come and offer their K through 12 programs to parents that want to have their kids educated through online programs. And that is a great bill, and we wrote an extensive analysis of that and testified on that. And I'm not so worried about that particular bill, because they've been talking with the online school people, and it's not going to be, I think that bill is going to be okay due to good back and forth. And then the third issue is what's coming before you soon that I've been following, and it's like a behemoth, because they're, and I'm just, a small person. And so the Basic Ed Task Force has been rolling out, Governor Gregoire set up a Washington Learns Commission to look at the funding of our schools, and assigned a task force to this undertaking, and they worked for 18 months, once a week, and now they're exhausted, and they have passed this. They're trying to pass this law, but it is complex, but basically it would call for an increase in spending, I believe, of about 50% to the education budget to fund what they call a prototype school model, which hasn't been proven to do anything particularly positive. It would be a dramatic reduction in class sizes in K through 3 based on one set of studies. And that's one part of it. And they also tried to improve, to introduce performance pay for teachers, which has now been cut out of the current bills because of the objections of the special interests. They don't want to hear about performance pay. So I don't know what'll come. They obviously don't have money to fund this. They're talking about laying the groundwork for spending in the future, 6 years hence. So that's possibly what's going to be on this initiative that will come to you for extra money for school spending. And I would say, when they say to you, we need more money to reduce classroom size, that's the only way we're going to improve education. Turn them to the California example. They've done this for 10 years and have had absolutely no improvement for student achievement based on small class size. That's the first thing you say. And the second thing you say is, the studies show that having a quality teacher is far more important to the class, to student learning, than small class sizes. And that's, just think about it. If you were to choose a class for your child of 25 kids with an effective teacher and 15 kids with an ineffective teacher, everyone would pick the effective teacher. So that's what we're working on, and it's a very exciting and meaningful thing. Oh, and I want to tell you something. In this bill that I don't like, that's talking about spending all this money in the future, they picked out our language to define classroom teacher, which would allow a school district to hire in exceptional circumstances in times of no labor strife an individual of unusual competence for the classroom without a teacher certificate, which is our language. So I was shocked to see it there. So there are obviously people that are reading our work that are slipping in our language into these bills. So if it passes, there'll be something good coming out of it.